Hello, I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. Well, in A Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens has a scene where two charity workers raising funds for the poor approach Ebenezer Scrooge on Christmas Eve. This is the conversation. "What shall I put you down for, Mr. Scrooge?" "Nothing," Scrooge replies. "You wish to be anonymous?" "I wish to be left alone," said Scrooge. Scrooge may not be alone in his desire to be left alone. With 60% of Americans supporting presidential candidates' proposals for wealth taxes, financial transaction taxes, higher capital gains tax rates, and increases in income taxes, many of our affluent neighbors this Christmas season are just not feeling the love. Nevertheless, there are still millions who want to give. Charitable giving, though, can be more complicated than it was in Scrooge's time. For example, are you bunching your itemized deductions into every other year and you would like to give a substantial amount to charities this year, but you haven't had time to research which charity you want to support or exactly how much you want to give to them, or you'd really like to spread the giving out over time as opposed to giving it all in a lump sum this month? Next, do you support a number of charities and you'd like to support even more, but you find the IRS requirements for documenting your gifts to be quite burdensome? Finally, would you like to set aside a sum of money for your favorite charities that could generate an annual income forever? But this would require forming a foundation or a charitable trust, and doing that's just beyond your reach. Now, all of the above are possible with something called a donor-advised fund. Let's say that you wanted to give small amounts to 50 different charities. Rather than write 50 checks and obtain 50 receipts, you can make just one gift to the donor-advised fund, which distributes the money to the 50 charities. You only have to provide one receipt to the IRS. You also can make a charitable gift to the donor-advised fund that qualifies as a deduction on your 2019 tax return, but you can actually delay the distribution of the funds until sometime in the future. No real time limit. This gives you time to explore the various causes that you want to support and how much you'd like to give to each one of them. What really sets a donor-advised fund apart from other types of charitable giving is that you can decide how your donations are used, much as you would if you set up your own foundation. You can even create either an endowed or a non-permanent fund for a particular purpose, such as a specifically designated scholarship fund in the memory of a loved one. One example of a donor-advised fund is the Black Hills Area Community Foundation. The BHACF supports scores of local charities and special projects. However, almost all financial institutions like Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, and Schwab have relationships with donor-advised funds. While donor-advised funds create an easy-to-establish, low-cost, flexible vehicle for charitable giving as an alternative to an expensive and complex private foundation, they're not completely hassle-free or without costs. A lot charge a combination of a fixed quarterly fee and an annual percentage of the undistributed funds. There's also a reasonable amount of administrative work involved, like usually several pages. One DAF that I use assesses a penalty of $500 if the account is closed in under a year. So these work best when a person anticipates significant contributions and a long-term giving plan. Every donor-advised fund has different charities that they'll approve, different minimums, different processes, and costs. So it's really important to do your homework. You'll want to research whether the fund approves of the charities you want to support, as well as the costs that are involved. A donor-advised fund may be a good way to make a large deduction this year, reduce the administrative hassles and costs of setting up a foundation, and still give to causes that you support. Thanks for listening, and wishing you a very happy holiday season. Take care.